Hello, Saints. I'm looking at the three angels' messages in Revelation 14, verses 6 to 12. This is the last message that goes out into the world before Jesus comes. It's the last message of hope. And I find that it stands between two very different and unique songs. And between these two songs goes forth this last message. We find the first song has to do with the 144,000. In verses 1 to 5 of chapter 14, we read about the 144,000, and in verse 3 it says, they sang, as it were, a new song before the throne, before the four living creatures and the elders, and no one could learn that song except the 144,000 who were redeemed from the earth. This is a song of experience, like those who have been in combat, had this shared experience that only they can talk about. Now, we might be able to parrot the words, but only they can sing the song. I remember hearing the story about my father during World War II. He was outside Germany there in the Rhineland in a foxhole. And there was another man in a foxhole somewhere else in that field that he didn't know, that he wouldn't meet until he came back home to America. And when he met him and they shared this story, it was something that bonded them for the rest of their life. Because this was an experience that only they had shared, that they can talk about. It was a song that they could sing, and no one else could. This was so profound that their relationship they may never have been friends. But this one thing united them, as different as they were, until the day they passed. In the after the three angels' message, there in chapter 15, those first 4 verses, speaks about the victorious saints in heaven. And they're standing on the sea of glass. We read about that beginning in verse 2. And I saw something like the sea of glass mingled with fire, and those who have the victory over the beast, over his image, and over the mark, and over the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having harps of gold. They sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb. They sing a song of deliverance, a song of victory. And so between these two songs, a song of shared experience and a song of deliverance, we give the last message of hope into the world. What a privilege it is for us to be able to do that. For in that message is the message of salvation in the gospel that goes forth into the world. The message that God is restoring justice in an unjust world when we declare that God's judgment has finally come. And then the call to worship the true God and not the false system that's been set up on this planet. To worship the one who created heaven and earth and sea and the fountains of water. It's our privilege to share this. And these two songs, we will be able to sing because we will have experienced both. Both the giving of the message and the salvation of standing on that sea of glass. Go forth and be a blessing to others. Is my prayer for you. Blessings.